All right, welcome back, my dear students. It's time for us to start learning how to run queries in our application. We are jumping into the database, which is really cool. There are a couple ways of inserting, reading, and doing the CRUD basically, which is create, read, update, and delete or destroy in PHP. That's what it means, right, for MySQL. Um, or any other application, right? So it's time for us to learn how to do this. There are a couple ways of doing this. In Laravel, we have things called raw SQL queries, which is the first thing that we're going to be learning because I want you to learn the hard way of doing things. There is another way of using the model, which is the class that takes care of the database interaction, right? And there's another way of doing the model has different methods like save, update, destroy, or I mean delete, and it has different methods that we can use right out of the box, right? But we also have something called the Eloquent model that we can also use to do different database interaction, which is really cool. You're gonna see a lot of this, and we're gonna be doing a lot of queries to our application. It's gonna be pretty cool, right? I hope that you are really excited because I am. All right, this is really cool stuff. But anyway, so I want you to learn the hard way, like I said before, because I want you to be ready for anything, and I like to show you as much as I can. All right. So we're gonna pack this course with a lot of information. That way you know where you are when you're building an application. You can at least find your way around if you get in trouble. So I'm gonna comment this out. I'm in routes, by the way, routes.php, and you should know how to get there by now. If not, if you are in PHP Storm using a Mac, shift, then you can type in your um, abbreviation to get here your name of that class. So I'm gonna comment that out in routes. I'm gonna comment this out, and we're gonna create a route related to what we're doing. And what we're gonna be doing is inserting some data into our post table that we created. Right? Remember the migrations? All right. So now I want to create a little comment there, and PHP Storm has shortcuts for comments. If you want to learn how to use that, is in the PHP Storm website. And by the way, if you're wondering if they pay me money to actually mention their great IDE, they're not actually paying me any money. I've just liked their IDE. I recommend it. All right, guys. You can find the link in my website, edwindiaz.com. It's pretty cool. But anyway, um, you can also look it up online, guys. PHP Storm. You know. Let's go and create a route, a get request, right? Remember that's what this function does. And let's say when people click insert, and of course we're not gonna do this for real in a production environment. This is just an example, right, guys, for you to learn. So we're gonna create a closure function here, so that way when we visit this URL here, this insert, we execute some type of code, right? So what we're going to be doing is using a method, a static method from the DB class, or facade as they call it. And you can look it up, all right, online. It's FACADE, all right, facade, FACADE. So let's use the insert static method. And if you don't know what a static method is, please take my PHP OOP class, which is a basic for object-oriented programming for PHP, because you will not understand this if you have not taken object-oriented programming class. You don't have to specifically take mine, but I'm hoping that you like me by now and you take my classes. But if not, you can take any other classes. It's okay. Um, so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna say insert, just like a normal query. All right, we're gonna be running raw queries, and this is what it is. Insert into post, and we're gonna say we're gonna put a couple values. And if you remember, we have the title, I believe, right? So let's just open it up, and we're gonna say I want you to insert the title, and I believe it's content, and what else? And now values would be, and if I leave it like this, that's okay. So the values would be, and this is like this, because this is PDO, remember that we need to put the placeholder as question marks. We can also use the placeholders, the colon, okay, but I'm gonna be using this, um, question marks. So once we have this, then we can run a second parameter here and put an array. Okay, and this is where we put the values. So the value for the first one would be PHP with Laravel, something like this, right? Then the second, that's the first parameter. Second parameter would be the content. PHP Laravel is the best thing that has happened to PHP. All right, cool. Let me see if I got it correctly. Yeah, it sounds about right. It's actually correcting me. It says, hey, you don't spell Laravel like that. Look at that. All right, happened. He has even the grammar. All right, this idea is great. I tell you, I love it, guys. So this looks about right. Insert into post. We have the values here. This has to be closed right here. Okay, so we need a parenthesis there. There we go. Okay, title, values. Then here, just making sure we got it correctly, guys. Yeah, this sounds about right. This looks about right. Okay, I think I'm forgetting something, but that's okay. So once we run this, we can just run that query. Now let's try it. Let's go, and I'm forgetting something. Hopefully this would give us the exception so that way we know. Insert and then enter. There we go. Query exception not found. CMS post doesn't exist. All right, so for some reason it did not find the table. All right, of course, that's okay. Base table or view not found. All right, let's see if we're spelling the table correctly. Let's click here, and Laravel, PHP Storm has this really cool stuff where if you see like you have a problem, like a highlighted statement, you just put your mouse over it, wait for this light bulb, click it, and you can choose from different options here. I'm gonna choose to import this class, and now let's run this again. Enter. We still have that problem. So it wasn't that was okay. So it's saying that it can't find the table. All right, so that's because probably we don't have the table. So let's go to phpMyAdmin, check that out real quick. All right, I want you to go there real quick before I even get there, and let's check it out. Probably we need to run migrate or something like that. Let's just go to Laravel CMS, and as you can see, we need to run migration. All right, cool. So let's go to our terminal right here, and let's just say PHP artisan migrate. Whoop, there we go. Now let's take the import out. I think it will work without it. Let's just take this out. Leave it like this, and let's go and do it again. Enter. Okay, looks like it worked. Let's go back to here. We have the post. We click on it, and we have some information. Look at this. All right. Of course, we did not create at the time or the updated at. We could if we wanted to. All right. You just can put a time function in there, and you have the time. All right. So now you know how to insert queries. All right, using raw SQL query functionality with Laravel, which is pretty cool. So in the next lecture, we're going to continue going over the CRUD, doing this, but the next functions are super similar, or the next methods, if you want to call it that. Thank you so much, and I see you in the next lecture.